Hi everybody, I'm Adrianne and welcome to my channel. Okay, so I am currently using the new Bow Bunny Cotton Candy Stencil Paste. It's such a beautiful pink colour and I'm using it with a rose stencil that I got in one of my Kidaholic kits. It's a mini stencil by Katie Mixed Media. So I've just used my spatula and the paste and just popped it through the stencil there, as you can see. So it does take a little while to dry, but I do have to work quite quickly because the stencil paste dries on the stencil quite quickly. So make sure you wash the spatula and the stencil very quickly, or as soon as you can, to try and get that paste off. So I'll put that to the side and then I'll start working on my card. So I got this really pretty paper and some flowers that I got given this week, and I decided that I'd like to reuse them. I hate waste and I thought they'd look really pretty on a card. So yeah, I just thought I'd try something different and do a bit of a layering technique, bit of mixed media, and yeah, just sort of went with the flow on this one. So this white piece and the pink were from the flowers. So as you can see, I've just glued it to one part of the card, and I'm not too worried that it's sticking out because I'm going to flip it over and I'll cut it down to size and make sure that it fits exactly on the card later. So I did have a bit of trouble sticking this, I'm not even sure what you call it, white meshy bit on, and you'll see later what I end up doing. So now my stenciling part has dried, and I've just used the die to cut out a background for my sentiment, and the other half I'm using to pop on the card. So I decided to, well, I thought about using the trimmer to cut it, and then I thought, no, I'll stick it on and I'll trim it like the rest of the card that I was going to do. So I glue that down with my Scotch tacky glue, and then I trim off the excess. Before I do that, I decide I wanted to use part of the ribbon that was on the flowers as well. So I just put that where I want it. So I'm just piecing it all together and hoping that it'll come out the way that I'm picturing it in my head, which it does in the end. So it's just a bit of fun. I really enjoyed doing this one here. So just using the Scotch tacky glue, just trying to get it all to stick. And now you see me just trimming off all of the excess parts of the card, just tidying it all up. I did have a little bit of trouble with the ribbon, so I had to make sure that I tucked that right back, just so that I didn't cut it when I was trimming off the excess. Okay, so just flipping over the card, and decided to just, because it's already stuck down, I just wanted to sort of tie it on there just to give it a bit of, dimension and interest on the card. So I just tie that on instead of making a bow. So with the end of the ribbon there, I just folded it in half and then cut it down on a diagonal just so that it had a bit of a split in the end of it, so it gave it a bit of interest. And then I had some leaf dies, and I used a patterned light green and white paper and just cut the leaves out, and I've just glued them in underneath the knot on the ribbon just to give it some more interest on the card, and put a bit of different colour in there so it's not so monochromatic. Okay, so here you see me, I am now gluing on the backing to the sentiment, or the die cut rose stenciled part onto the card. And when I use this, it actually helped the white part to, the white meshy part to actually stick a lot better when I put that on top. So onto my sentiment, I see me there just sort of pressing the new stamp on. I'm just priming it so that the ink will stick quite well, and I'm using my hybrid ink to stamp that and onto Bristol Smooth card. And now I'm cutting that up and using the coordinating die that goes with this stamp set, which is I got it in a New Zealand shop. I think it was from where did I get it from? I think it was from the Warehouse Stationery, but I'll list everything that I use down below anyway. It's called the Ultimate Craft Stamp and Die Set. There you go. So once I've cut this out with the die, I'm using my scrapbook.com Candy Shop Pink Rose 2 Hybrid ink pad and the scrapbook.com stenciling brush, just to lightly work around the edges just to make it soften them up a bit. Now when I layered that on the background, I thought actually no, it doesn't pop enough, so what I decided to do was back it with the same pink paper from the flowers that I had and just trim around the sentiment. I'm just using my Tim Holtz mini snips to cut around this. So whenever you're doing fussy cutting or anything intricate, I recommend some very sharp scissors. And there, I really liked how that came out. So then I just used some foam to prop that sentiment up. And that's the end of my card. Thank you so much guys for watching. I hope you get some inspiration for your next project, and I will see you back here next time. Bye.